The new season of Netflix's Monsters is about Ed Gein, a man who went crazy living on an isolated farm and started making lampshades out of people's body parts. Anyone who doesn't understand how cozy farming is a gateway drug to decor-related manslaughter obviously didn't play Stardew Valley, that indie farming game everyone and their grandmother's parrot has been evangelizing for the past decade, usually while knitting a scarf and sipping herbal tea. The premise is simple: you inherit a farm, grow crops, raise animals, and escape the soul-crushing grind of modern capitalism by embracing the soul-crushing grind of pixelated capitalism. You discover your dead grandpa left you a farm, because apparently deathbed guilt is the only motivator for real estate transfers. Off you fuck to the countryside, where the townsfolk immediately start treating you like some kind of agricultural messiah, even though your farming experience so far has consisted exclusively of killing the basil plant on your windowsill. In Stardew Valley, you wake up at 6 AM, water crops, whack rocks, fish in puddles, and collapse in bed at 2 AM like a Victorian chimney sweep. It's basically Harvest Moon for people who secretly wish spreadsheets counted as hobbies. And credit where it's due, it's dangerously good at tapping into that reptile brain urge to turn meaningless tasks into dopamine. Ooh, if I plant cauliflower today, I can harvest it in 12 days and sell it for twice the profit, which I can use to buy chickens, which will poop eggs, which I can turn into mayonnaise. Before long, you're knee-deep in produce-based Ponzi schemes and wondering why the phrase artisan cheese now makes your loins wetter than an average Irish holiday. And then there's the town itself, Pelican Town, home to a cast of NPCs so aggressively quirky they make Animal Crossing villagers look like accountants. You've got the alcoholic mom, the emo musician, the nerd who won't shut up about computers, and the goth girl who seems one pumpkin spice latte away from a Tim Burton reboot. You can even marry them, which sounds wholesome until you realise you're essentially bribing people with turnips until they agree to fornicate with you. Marriage itself is a bit of a letdown. After a lavish wedding, your spouse mostly just wanders around the house, occasionally commenting on the wallpaper, like a particularly unhelpful Airbnb guest. Of course, farming is only half the game. There's also the mines, 120 floors of procedurally generated bug whacking, where you swing a rusty sword at slimes and bats until your stamina bar runs out faster than hand lotion next to a teenage boy's computer monitor. It's fun enough, although a little imbalanced. The combat ranges in difficulty between as threatening as a toddler slap fight and a necrophile trying to find a date for Valentine's Day the day before. Then there's fishing, a minigame involving a wiggly green bar aligned with a fish icon, clearly designed by someone mistaking fishing for balancing a drunk ferret on a seesaw. The real magic of Barbecue Sally is that all these desperate systems dovetail together into a dangerously addictive whole. Farming supports mining supports crafting supports wooing townsfolk supports marriage, and marriage supports, well, mostly having someone in your house who occasionally makes you breakfast and judges you silently while you pass out drunk at the garden again. What I find fascinating is how Fart New Galley makes you complicit in your own grind. No one forces you to plant 3 acres of blueberries or dive to floor 50 of the mines in one sitting. You could just fish for an hour and call it a day. But no, you push on, because just one more day becomes just one more season, and before you know it, you've basically played the video game equivalent of a second job, only this one pays in pixelated strawberries. I'll admit, I'm a little bit bitter about the success of Concerned Ape. Every girl has that one hopeless romantic friend who financially supports an overwhelmingly sexy knobhead whose entire CV consists of synonyms for fucking about, and as one artistic project they swear will justify all their faffing about, all while the looming sword of Damocles lingers over their head like a fussy helicopter parent. So when one of those artistic projects does see the light of day and becomes an insane success, the sword of Damocles turns into the sledgehammer of vindication, wielded exclusively by aforementioned hopeless romantic friend, luring other hopeless girls to financially support even stupider aspirations. So, what's the verdict? Stardew Valley is simultaneously the most relaxing and most stressful game you'll ever play. It lures you in with promises of pastoral serenity, then straps you into a productivity hamster wheel until you start seeing crop cycles in your dreams. It's like being hugged by a warm blanket, only that blanket also demands you to reorganize your entire field layout for maximum melon efficiency.